Good morning and welcome to 755 Live, about 5 minutes of what Jesus said. We are live here Tuesday through Friday from Ironworks Coffee. You've heard the phrase room with a view. Today I have a room with a crew. Make some noise. Okay. But these early morning segments are all about obeying the commands of Jesus, because Jesus told us to go make disciples, teaching them all of the things that I commanded. You can find a different command of Jesus every weekday at our Bible plan at bible.today.church. The Jesus Saids are part of that Bible plan, and it's just a soundbite version of a command of Jesus with the verses that go with it. Today's Jesus Said is use your gifts. This is from Matthew 25. We're going to read about 5 verses of this story, but I want to encourage you to go back to Matthew 25 and read this whole parable. In fact, some of the others before and after, because this is a series of kingdom stories that Jesus gives. And he continues to talk about the kingdom in Matthew 25, verse 14. And he says, "For it is like," so the kingdom is like, "a man going on a journey who summoned his slaves," which that would be the followers of Jesus, "and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The one who had received 5 talents went off right away and put his money to work and gained 5 more." I think it's important to realize this wasn't the worker's money. This was the master's money. He gave him his money to invest. In the same way, verse 17, the one who had gained, or who had 2, gained 2 more. But the one who had received 1 talent went out and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money in it. After a long time, the master of those slaves came and settled his accounts with them. Now, in the rest of the story, Jesus tells that the one who multiplied the 5, the one who multiplied the 2, that they were commended. But the one who dug the hole in the ground and hid the master's money, hid the talent, he was condemned. And in fact, his gift was taken away and given to the one who had the most. Like I said, this is part of a series of stories that Jesus told about the kingdom. In the cultural context here, a talent was a huge sum of money, equal to about 6,000 denarii, which was the standard of money at the time. And 1 denarius was equal to a day's wages for a worker. So this is like 6,000 days of wages, each talent. And so it was a large thing. Even the one who was given 1 talent was given quite a bit. And Jesus said that this is what the kingdom is like. Well, what is the kingdom? Well, for a Jesus follower, the kingdom is what Jesus came to reveal and to make us a part of. And he told his disciples that he had chosen them, but he had chosen them to bear fruit. What is this fruit that we are supposed to multiply? Well, Jesus, when he called his disciples, he said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." The kingdom is about multiplying the good news that Jesus gives us and bearing fruit, which is going to make disciples, which is what Jesus commanded us to do right before he ascended back to heaven. What have we been given? We've been given so much. And what should we do with it? Well, we should bear fruit in the kingdom, being a fisher of men, going to make disciples. And if we take the good news of Jesus and we just bury it in the ground, rather than using it to go make more, then we actually aren't even really a part of the kingdom. That's a tough thing to realize. But Jesus said, "I'll make you fishers of men, go make disciples, teaching them to obey all the commands that I've given you." That's why we go through this 755 on weekdays, so that we can actually learn to do what Jesus said, because that's how the kingdom multiplies. We can't teach what we're not doing. We can't expect the kingdom to multiply if Jesus said, love your enemies, and we don't love our enemies. If Jesus said to be generous and to give and it shall be given, if we're not doing that, how can we teach others? So it's about using what we're given to multiply the kingdom. How can we go make disciples? Well, first of all, we have to be a disciple and use the knowledge that God has given us to multiply the fruit of what Jesus called us to be and called us to do in our lives. So Jesus said, use your gifts. What have you been given? What understanding do you have? How can we use our gifts to multiply the kingdom and do what Jesus said, which is go make disciples? Jesus said, use your gifts. How can you use